Good morning. My name is Minister Warren Hawkins III, and I will be presenting to you an original spoken word piece titled The Path Yet Paved. The Path Yet Paved. Weary, oh weary, the path that is yet to be paved. The path we've come thus far. Is it far enough? Or have we started rowing gently down the stream of merely being satisfied with at least things not how they used to be? Yes, I'm grateful for the long spans of joining of hands and the songs of the unsung who wrung dry, their wells cut short. But excellence in leadership is not complacent, especially when many still feel more stripes than they can reach stars. Are we afar from that nation ingrained in separation? One must not settle for specks of unity. Truly is it unruly for us to be uniquely different as each finger, yet united as one hand. We reach toward Dr. King's vision of a sea so sure of itself, inhabited by grains of sand that are tiny individually, yet when pulled and pushed together, stands as one castle. This castle now blown away with the waves of the wind. For us to win, we have to go against the way the wind has always blown. Because keeping silence doesn't always mean keeping the peace. That keeps us in pieces. Because the preamble that I dare to gamble is that America has committed adultery against we, the people. These red flags that were still there. Yet we fell in love with what you said, but ignored what you showed. You flirt, but never commit. How long will liberty be your side chick? Because the truth that is self-evident is that injustice and separation is like a fixed income deposited into our society that leaves receipts that are taxing for us all. You know it's real when you avoid the news for your own sanity like it's a school bully. Because when will the news ever have good news? When will the news stop feeling like an ever so scrolling obituary? And isn't it contrary to be a nation who loans a hand just to ask for it back later? Oh, how Sally is a waitress for May. You stop calling my phone, you call for the plates to feast, for the belly of the beast on the pockets of the weak, by weak to get our credit. Why must we have to drown in the depths of debt? For the many deaths of our hopes, like bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that forgiveness is where? So maybe, just maybe, this hill we've been climbing is slanted. So maybe, just maybe, this hill we've been climbing is not meant for everyone to view the horizon. But regardless of your view, if you can see the sun, now is the time for the setting of the saints. Not to be starstruck by stripes of a banner, but for us to wave the banner of the one whose stripe saves all. Because bringing heaven on earth is how we can heal this hill. But we must not be a nation built on speeches that we ourselves haven't upheld. Which is like building a house with no nails. Gun control is a loose screw. We choose to tell our future, by then, if we're going to let guns trump the safety of our schools. I said gun control is a loose screw. We choose to tell our future, by then, if we're going to let guns trump the safety of our schools. It's not about red. It's not about blue. It's not about you. It's not about which side you stand on. It's about if you choose to stand up. Because the Jesus you ought to exegete reads, just us. Jesus is just us. U.S. Hey, he grew up in states that wasn't so united. As a front, Joseph and Mary hopscotching over borders. Your Savior was a refugee. So would he be boarded by border referees who tell him he's out of bounds for seeking asylum? The Son of Man, nowhere to lay his head, home. List, would you miss the chance to spare your Savior some change? Makes sense. No coincidence that Jesus was beat senseless, yet unarmed upon his arrest. Nonetheless, don't you see, those who are deemed as the least of the least have a reality that resembles the one who was and always will be. So every nation, every creed, we are called collectively to be the Christ sight to see, concerned with every fabric of humanity. A Christ who performed mutual aid for the neighbor who didn't live next door. A Christ who wasn't prejudiced towards those of the privileged class, but welcomed them as students at the University of Change. A Christ who didn't measure one's heart by the way in which they came into the world, but by the way in which they left it. A Christ who told parables about a Samaritan and a Jew who had historical tension, yet good deed as the intervention was his vision for us to help wipe away all of the ills of the isms from every eye so that every knee can bow. Because excellence in leadership is knowing there's a path yet to be paved so that all can be saved, not just spiritually, but systemically. Thanks, appreciate it.
Knocked it out of the park, bro.